Hey guys, I figured I'd close out the maintenance for the 570 full-size Polaris Ranger. I already did a video on an engine oil change and a rear differential change. Only thing left to go is the front differential. So this one is a little trickier than the rear. I know I just gave Polaris a compliment on one of my other videos about how they fixed most of their dumb design choices to make things harder to maintenance. Unfortunately, they haven't gotten to the front differential yet, because this one is kind of stupid. So the drain plug is pretty straightforward. It's right in the bottom center. Again, I'm not going to crawl under there with the phone. Just stick your head under there. There's a round, round Allen head bolt and a round hole in the skid plate that is just barely bigger than the bolt. So just get under there, you can't miss it. It's right on the, I guess if you were facing forward, it'd be the right hand side, slightly to the right hand side. So drain is no problem, break it loose, thread it out, let it drain. It only holds about 9 ounces of fluid, so it'll drain pretty quick. This is also the Polaris demand drive fluid, so it's thinner. I'll show you what that bottom looks like. It's a thinner consistency. Here's that. So demand drive fluid. Anything newer than I think 2004 or 2005 takes this demand drive fluid. Anything older takes the angle drive fluid, which is much thicker, like a gear lube type consistency. So if you have a newer machine, demand drive is what you want. It is thinner, so it does drain fast. Be ready for it when you pop the plug loose. It'll be coming at you. But it drains pretty completely in about 2-3 minutes, and I usually let mine drip for 20-25 minutes just to make sure as much is out of there as I can get out. So where the problem comes in is the check plug. You can kind of see it from this angle. You see that shiny thing down there? That's the hole that the check plug goes in. And ideally, you'd like to be able to get in straight on with an Allen key. It's an 8mm Allen head bolt in there. So you'd like to be able to get in there straight to thread it out. But, let's see if you can see from this angle. Yeah, it's hard to see, but the Allen head, you'd want to be able to go straight in like this. But that joyful noise is a big support for the frame, a gusset. It comes right at an angle across there, and you can't get straight in there. Now, why they wouldn't just notch this or put a hole corresponding to where this thing's going to go in and catch that bolt, I don't know. There's another hole that apparently does nothing just below it, but you see when you thread it through there, I apologize, you probably can't see, but when you thread it through there, it doesn't get you anywhere near that bolt. So, it's just one of those frustrating things. If they had notched the frame right here, you'd come in with an Allen key straight on, you'd have this whole thing done in 5 minutes. But instead, you got to jack around with this thing, and it ends up taking you 20 minutes to get that bolt out. And most check plugs, once you break them loose, you can basically unthread them with your hand. And this thing fights you every single step of the way. Every millimeter of that thread, you need to have the Allen key on it until it's completely out. So anyway, end of rant. I'm going to put some anti-seize on that bolt, maybe some brake caliper grease on the threads, just a little bit. Hopefully that'll ease it going back in and make it so it's not so hard to take out next time. But yeah, anyway, that's that. So once that plugs out, you got to put 9 ounces of fluid back in it. I ended up using a piece of tubing on a funnel and just kind of fished it down there and stuck it in that hole. It doesn't seal perfectly well around the hole, so you're going to get some spillage. But again, it only takes 9 ounces, and you buy this stuff by the pint. So even if you spill some, you have some room you know, some additional fluid to top it off. So once you are pretty sure you have it full, you can pull that tube out, and it'll want to drain out of that check hole for a little while. So I usually leave mine for another 20 minutes and go do something else and come back and just stick your pinky finger in there, make sure you got fluid on the tip of your finger, and then replace the cap. Just like every other oil change, you want to make sure your drain plug and your check plug are both clean before you put them back in. That kind of goes without saying, but just make sure you clean them up good, inspect those O-rings, and yeah, not bad other than the design by Polaris. So hopefully they get it better in the next version. So good luck. Thanks.